So it's that time period. It's that beautiful time period here where we're kind of between before the NFL draft, before the combine, before free agency. And you see titles like this. Now, this is actually written by James over at Cincinnati Bengals Talk. Shout out to him, absolute W reporter, and also love his channel as well. So this is not me bashing him in any way. I just find it funny because it's this time period that this is what things like this happen. So insider jobs hint at a potential Bengals target in the first round of the 2024 NFL Draft. And that insider is Daniel Jeremiah. And what did Daniel Jeremiah say? Well, he didn't say anything. He actually dropped a GIF. Somebody said, any idea what the Bengals might be trying to do? Specific position groups? And he dropped this right here. Brock Lesnar going crazy, right? And as James points out in this article, well, that might mean we're going defensive tackle, right? Because Brock Lesnar actually played defensive tackle for the Minnesota Vikings. Not really that good. But nonetheless, though, he played multiple preseason games. He also, I don't think he actually played any NFL season games. But he played defensive tackle, defensive end. And maybe that's the connection, right? Number 2, Brock Lesnar. What's the one thing in his first name? Brock. Who else has a Brock? Okay, Brock Bowers. Okay, I'm not doing this. It's that time period. It's this time period where every little detail, every little thing that is said / connected is looked at with a fine-tooth comb, and none of this actually matters. I'm sorry, but none of this matters. Daniel Jeremiah does work for NFL Network. He knows what he's doing in 99% of the time when it comes to stuff he talks about. Nobody knows who the Cincinnati Bengals are going to take with their first round pick. The Cincinnati Bengals do not know who they're going to take. Because what ends up happening is, after the combine is over, after free agency is over, then they make their draft board. I don't believe they even have their draft board done yet. I think they work on the draft board. They have ideas. They have, players in mind and say, like, all the scouts come together and say, hey, we really like A, B, C, and D. But they create their draft board after free agency and after the combine so they know what players they like and they don't like. Nobody last year going into the draft thought that we were going to take Myles Murphy. Not one single person in the Cincinnati Bengals draft room would have said, we're going to take Myles Murphy before that draft. Not one single person. Because they thought he was going to go top 5, top 10. They thought he was going to be going way before our pick. He ends up going to us. No one thought that was going to happen. So I love this time period because like everyone looks at every little detail. Like, did he just say he likes apples? Wait, which state? Hang on, what state is the Apple state? Which state started? Where did Apple start? The company Apple. Which state did they start in? He clearly is going to the Chargers. It's nonsense. While yes, Daniel Jeremiah could say, "Hey, listen, I think that they're going to be looking at Brock Bowers." Well, that's obvious. I promise you right now, Brock Bowers will be on the Cincinnati Bengals draft board. Joe Alt will be on the Cincinnati Bengals draft board. Brian Murphy will be on the Cincinnati Bengals draft board. J.C. Latham, Fuaga will be on the Cincinnati Bengals draft board. Dallas Turner. You see what I'm saying? Every good player in the first round that the Bengals could take and potentially help them out will be on the Bengals' first round draft board. It 100% will be a thing. But who are they going to take? We have no idea. They're going to take the best player available that's going to help them out the most to win, right? And while Daniel Jeremiah or any other, NFL insider can give their opinions on who they might target, at the end of the day, Brock Bowers, if he's on the board, absolutely Cincinnati probably is going to look at him. But chances are he's not even going to be on the board. So again, this is a nothing tweet. This isn't a really anything. But I do love this time period because it's this. Everyone is desperate to find out who the Bengals will take. And I'm going to tell you right now, we can all give our predictions, and I give my mock draft predictions and all that stuff. It's not going to, no one knows. No one knows. Everyone has ideas or predictions, but I thought it was funny today because, I saw this and I'm like, okay. Especially because James tweeted, James wrote the article, and I love James. So I thought that was kind of funny that he wrote the article, and I'm like, you're stretching, man. You're stretching this one. He certainly hinted that the Bengals could have their eyes on the Georgia product. I don't think you need to write that part. I'll be honest with you, man. Because there's no hinted. Anyone right now in Cincinnati knows. Everyone in Cincinnati. You could have a newborn baby, right? Who just gets born. Literally in the doctor's arms. Puts it up to the mommy. Say, hey, thank you so much. Welcome to the world. And the first thing the baby's going to look at the mom and say is, I think the Bengals might take Brock Bowers. 2 seconds old. And that baby already knows that Cincinnati's looking at Brock Bowers. All 32 teams in this NFL draft is looking at Brock Bowers. There's not one team that isn't. Because you got to think about it. The Chiefs, Travis Kelce's old. They're going to be looking at Brock Bowers. The Ravens, Mark Andrews has a lot of injury concerns. They're going to be looking at Brock Bowers. The 49ers, they want a second tight end for Brock Purdy. They're going to be looking at Brock. Every single player in this draft is looking at Brock Bowers. Every single team. Even player. You know what? Fluff it. Even player. But to the other connection of, maybe they're going to go defensive lineman because he was defensive lineman. No. That's... I think he tweeted this out because he knows that that's what people are thinking, saying that we might get is Brock Bowers, so he just wanted to feed into it. I wouldn't look into anything when it comes to these NFL insiders and what they say, unless they're literally saying that I talked to, according to sources coming out of Cincinnati Bengals coaching staff or their locker room or their whatever, that this, we could technically go for this guy, then I would listen and be kind of more like, hey, listen, this might be so important. But when it comes to this stuff, this is a nothing burger. But it's that time period, man. It's that time period, and we gotta start getting used to it and getting interested into it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.